What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And a quick reminder that our game of the month is Titanfall 2, and games for PlayStation Plus right now are Bound and Worms Battlegrounds. Both offer free on PlayStation Plus. Download those. Play those. Come back at the end of the month for Plus Club. We'll be talking about our experiences with them. Let us know yours. And real quick, I've played all three of these already, which is crazy for me because typically I kind of wait it out. And yeah, I'm going to highly suggest Titanfall 2, if you don't have it, you can get it for like $20 on Amazon right now. I'm sure you can get it for that price anywhere else too. Totally worth buying. And yeah, Bound and Worms are both pretty cool. So we'll talk about that more at the end of the month. Speaking of Titanfall 2, our first bit of news. EA has finally tied the knot with Respawn. They've been working together since Respawn's inception, and finally EA bought them. So they are completely owned by EA at this point. But, we've seen firsthand the world-class caliber of Respawn as a development studio and incredible vision, deep talent, and inspiring creative mindset. This dude's name's Andrew Wilson, by the way. Our longtime partnership is grounded in a shared desire to push the boundaries and deliver extraordinary and innovative new experiences for players around the world. Together, we've brought this to life in Titanfall franchise, and now with Respawn joining the EA team, we have exciting plans to accomplish even more amazing things in the future. And Vince Zampella also said, while it wasn't necessary, going with EA made a lot of sense. With Titanfall and Star Wars, EA has been a great development partner that supports us and doesn't interfere with our process for making games or studio culture. EA will provide us with more resources, access to new technologies, and expertise that we can tap into that will help us make better games, and Respawn will retain the same creative freedom and culture we've always had. Yeah, so what do we think about essentially nothing really changing aside from EA potentially having full control of Respawn, but Respawn saying that things are going to stay the same?
Well, I know when initially hearing about this, that's what that was the worry. Are they going to just like step in and start strong arming?
First thing I was worried about.
But it sounds like they just kind of made them an official EA company. It seems like a very similar relationship almost to like Activision Blizzard, where one company is like, okay, well, I'm going to pay the bills and we're going to let you do your thing as long as you continue to do your thing well, which is what it sounds like, which as long as Respawn, keeps making quality products, there should be no issue there. And I don't see them not making a quality product. I mean, Titanfall to Titanfall 2, you saw nothing but improvement. So, yeah. Plus these guys are or this guy, I should say, one of the two major minds behind the Call of Duty being what it is today. So,
yeah, they created it and then left for obvious reasons with Activision. The biggest thing I see with this, because like I said, I don't think anything is really changing aside from it shows that EA is confident in Respawn. They wouldn't buy them if they weren't. So that's a good sign, because I was actually kind of worried about Respawn. I think the guys at Respawn are some of the most talented people in the industry. And when they made Titanfall, I loved it, but there's a couple things missing. Titanfall 2 addressed all those things for me. So it's good that not only am I satisfied, but EA is also like, you know what? We see potential here. We want to own these guys. They wouldn't buy them otherwise. So they got the Star Wars game coming out. They got a new Titanfall game they're working on. They're working on a VR game right now, so they're busy. Obviously, something went right with Titanfall 2. Otherwise, they wouldn't have the freedom to be working on all these different games.
Right.
It's just interesting to look at the history of that, because they left Activision, high-profile dudes. Of course, EA snatched them up. They made Respawn. Titanfall did well enough, but it didn't do as good as they wanted to. Titanfall 2, EA was so adamant about making this like a franchise that people know and love that they were willing to lose money and just work on getting this thing, putting it on sale for half off a month or two after it came out.
Super early.
Just really working hard on having another first-person shooter that's not Battlefield, an actual first-person shooter that could probably compete with Call of Duty, being that it is essentially
those guys
made by the guys who made Call of Duty, so it's similar. But yeah, I think it shows promise. I think as long as they stay true to letting them have full creative, whatever they want to do, they can do, because that's super important. These guys cannot have somebody tell them how to work.
Right.
I think it'll be great. I like I said, I think it's positive. I think EA is putting confidence in them as a company. So
Yeah, no, I agree with the way, at least the way it's been worded. It seems like a positive situation for everybody. So
It's not like they like bottom out and they're
Yeah.
like, it's not like fucking Ubisoft and ZeniMax.
well, you get a little.
Where the fuck it was.
It's also a little worrying just because EA does have a history, and they are a large company that is. At the end of the day, they're trying to make money, so they're not opposed to trimming the fat when they need to. So you have heard of them closing studios down and stuff. So that would be the long term fear, and that's why I emphasized earlier that as long as Respawn stays on top of the game, this will just be a good relationship, the whole time, even for the consumer, I think.
Yeah. Second bit news.
So I'm gonna probably butcher some of the Korean names here, but.
We're not Korean.
Bluehole Studio, the team that made PUBG and publishes
It's a game you might have heard of.
Yeah, is coming out and they're publishing a new MMO coming out that's Steampunk in theme called Ascent Infinite Realm. The game's actually being made by Kakao Games, who made Terra. If you're not familiar, Terra is a action-styled MMO. I think it was one of the first ones.
No, it was the first popular one. There's ones before that, way before that.
Yeah. So, what do we think about essentially Bluehole getting into publishing? And do you think that an MMO is a good fit right now in the current gaming market?
Well, there's some stuff here I want to read too for people who might not know what they're working on here. It says they're working on a groundbreaking MMO. The setting steampunk, like you said, high fantasy. There are 5 classes, including Warlord, Sorceress, Gunslinger, Assassin, and Mystic. Each has 2 subclasses. They'll be revealed at a later date. And there's going to be a beta in the first half of 2018. I think it's interesting. Obviously, PUBG is doing really well. It makes sense for them to expand if they're not actually developing it, but publishing it. I don't know what their actual connection with it is. It makes sense since they're a smaller team. And it's cool. It would kind of suck to just see them make another game just like PUBG or publish another game like PUBG. So with MMOs, I'm always kind of like, we'll see, because there was a while there where MMOs were so fucking popular that everybody was making one. Just like when Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out, there's so many people trying to make a Modern Warfare shooter.
You're gonna see that with Battleground games right now too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and that is happening now. It's just starting pretty much. But so with MMOs, like, I'm always interested. I miss the old days that everybody was super into MMOs. There's, of course, all the diehards who still play them now, but like they're not the go-to genre that everybody's talking about now. So I'd love to see something new and fresh come out. If it's another MMO where you do MMO things and you do the basic stuff, I don't think there's really room for it unless you're going free to play, which I don't see it saying that. So it's cool. I'm excited to see it, and if it's steampunk, that lends itself to a new area that other people are not doing as much. The only one I've seen do steampunk, there's been like 2 free to play MMOs that I've seen do steampunk, and one of them was like Alods Online or Alods. It's a Russian WoW clone, but it had a very Russian steampunk thing going on. I thought it was kind of neat. So, but it was definitely just WoW. That's all it was. It's kind of cool though. But yeah, I think it's cool.
I think it makes a lot of sense being a Korean company. MMOs and like MOBAs and stuff like that are huge there still.
Yeah.
I mean, just the other day I was looking at, we started playing a remake essentially of an MMO on our phones, and I wanted to look up
Fly for fun.
Yeah, I wanted to look up other options out there, and almost everyone that looked interesting was only in Korean, which kind of bummed me out. So definitely still a huge market there. I am interested to see what it's like. I'm not huge on steampunk though, so that's not it's not a positive or negative. It's just not helping sell it to me. I need to see how it plays, because
yeah, I feel that. I'm the type of guy though. Like, people like sunny weather, people like rainy weather. I'm in the middle. I don't like the same thing over and over and over again. So I get bored quickly. So something coming out that's not futuristic, even though I would love more futuristic MMOs, there's not nearly enough. And another fantasy MMO. It's kind of exciting to hear someone try to do something different.
No, and I am, like I said, it's not a negative or positive for me. It's just kind of there. I think for me, I don't care what the theme of an MMO is so much. I need to see like
Gameplay mechanics.
I need gameplay mechanics. I hate to say it, but art style and graphics does matter a lot in MMOs.
End game.
And I need end game. I've played too many MMOs where I get to the end and I'm like, well, that was fun, and I'm just done. Yeah. So
yeah, it's taken me years, but I'm Guild Wars 2. It is my favorite MMO, but yeah, I don't play it anymore. But they also deleted my account, so that makes it a little hard.
Yeah, NCSoft is not on the good side because they did the same to me, ironically.
And they got an expansion that looks fucking cool. Yeah. But I can't give them my money when I already did. Somebody from NCSoft somehow watches this and wants to give me my account back or give me a new one with a max level character. Maybe I'll say something positive.
While we're talking about people who might be watching this, hey YouTube, you want to contact us? That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be really nice too. And also, don't shut us down. That would kind of suck. So we're just growing. Anything else on that?
I mean, really, it's just kind of up in the air. There's no information there other than an idea. So
new groundbreaking baking MMO. It's a kitchen MMO. You are Beta's mama.
I would take something unique like that, to be honest.
So would I.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. On to the third bit of news, talking about PUBG. Another player's coming to the game. Crytek's free-to-play game Warface, a game I've played, I'll talk about that in a sec, is starting an experimental mode that's going to be out for a limited amount of time that is essentially going to be Battle Royale mode. It's going to be 100 people. You're going to shoot each other until there's one left. And that's going to be coming out on their next update, so that's probably going to be soon. And I mean, yeah, Warface has been out for a while. You can get it on Steam. I've played it a couple different times. I'm sure it's expanded way more than I remember it. What do we think about somebody else making what we've been, assuming is going to happen, another Battle Royale game?
I mean, it's going to keep happening. Like the genre is the forefront of both Steam and Twitch these days. So it is going to continue. A lot of people are going to dip into that pie, essentially.
Yeah.
As far as these guys go, I haven't played this game. I don't know anything about it. But I always welcome competition because the expression competition breeds innovation. If they can even bring something new to the table, and I hate to say it this way, but even if they don't get it right, even if that idea inspires someone else to do something similar and better, we, the people who play the games, benefit. So
well, and they're a free-to-play game, so that's I mean, you don't get these experiences in free-to-play games until recently. I mean, and it did wonders for Fortnite. Fortnite is its community grew from it, and it still is growing, so it's widely popular. A bunch of my friends are constantly playing Fortnite now, doing the PUBG thing. So Warface, I know, has been kind of struggling getting going or whatever. I played it. I thought it was pretty neat. It's a cooperative, like 4-person shooter. Has levels or maps where you're going through shooting shit together. There's also versus, but it wasn't the major thing in the game. I'm sure it's changed. But yeah, it sounds like these guys are trying to, you build a game, you spend years working on it. You don't want to just go, okay, this isn't working out. You got to evolve, you got to adapt. And this mode, this kind of gameplay is really popular right now. And
yes,
if you can implement it into your game, which it's a really simple concept. It's an easy way to make your game, make people look at it again.
I'm honestly waiting for other people to take a spin at this, like a melee based game, fantasy setting, or even like, this is gonna be weird, but I almost half expect like World of Warcraft to do like a PvP
I'm surprised they haven't,
or something. You know what I mean? There's so many ways you can implement the idea of last man standing out of 100 people type of thing.
Yeah, so it doesn't even have to be shooting. It can be literally, I mean, that's literally just the concept.
Yeah.
People, it's funny. This mode is exactly what tower defenses were. You had RTSs that came out, and you had this idea of like strategizing and building up defenses and attacking other people, and then tower defenses kind of took out a lot of the middleman and just gave you the same kind of feeling of the strategy of defending against someone when they come at you. It's just like people with fucking ADHD. It's for them.
Yeah.
And it worked out. It's a faster way to it. Just like survival games came out and they were huge, but there's still that aspect, which a lot of people love. I like it more, of like sneaking around, foraging for stuff, trying to survive.
Living in it.
Exactly. But then like these modes came out, it's like, hey, that aspect of the game where you're running into other people and like you're getting into these firefights, this is a fucking fast lane to that.
Yep.
So you're getting into those firefights with the same feeling of that open world, like, going through buildings and scavenging, but it's quicker. And then it gets you the fuck out, and you're going back into the next match as soon as you die. So it's a smart mode, and it makes sense because it's an evolution of a mode or a game type that was already popular a while ago. So everybody's going to be implementing this.
Right.
Everybody. And it's going to run its course, but right now it's still booming. So I actually kind of want to try this. This actually reminded me the Warface exists, so I kind of want to go check it out again.
Oh, I'd have to say their job is done at that point.
Yeah,
if they can even get people to
exactly
see them again.
Same thing with Fortnite. Fortnite's not even fully released yet. You have to pay for that game, but now the PUBG type mode is out. People are downloading and playing it. And when it comes out free to play later, people are going to be already playing it. They're going to be familiar with how Fortnite plays. And people who weren't even thinking about playing this game, like I had so many people going like, "Hey, is that game any fun?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like it." I explained to them like, now it's out. They play the PUBG thing. They might go, "You know what? I want to do the co-op shit. Like I want to play with my friends," and then they buy it. So it's a great way to get people to play it. And again, like I said before, it's free to play. Mm-hmm. So that's a huge edge they have on PUBG, which you have to pay for. But a lot of people already have. Any last words?
No, I mean, good luck. It's you're fortunate enough to be at the beginning of what's going to be very competitive.
Gonna get cramped.
Yeah,
it's gonna get tight here soon.
So yeah, the quicker you can do this. So obviously, quick doesn't mean quality, but the quicker you can get in on this, the better chance you have of getting an audience right now. So.
Speaking of slim pickings, next topic.
So as I'm sure you all know, the Xbox One X came out, and Gamestop, a popular retail chain that sells that kind of stuff, at least for now, apparently almost ran out of their stock. Though it is important to note that we don't know the number, and we don't know how many they ordered from Microsoft, so they could have ordered conservatively to not lose money. That being said, what do we think about GameStop almost selling out of their stock and right now trying to get a hold of Microsoft to acquire more units? So
I think it's a good sign. Even if they did go conservatively, it still shows that if they got to tell people they're out, people are still looking for them. So even if it's like, less people or more people, people are still looking for them. They still want them. And that's a good sign. I was kind of worried, who the fuck's going to want an Xbox One X? Mm-hmm. I want one, but I want any new technology. I'm that guy. But a lot of people, they already have an Xbox, or they might have already had one. Now they're like, I don't fucking want to buy a new one. I already had one. And everything I've read so far, review wise, says it's an awesome console, which I already expected. They said it's exactly what the fuck it was supposed to be. It's the most powerful console that exists right now, and it works great, and it looks great. Blah 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 blah. All the games already existed. They up-resed, look awesome, I guess. So that's really cool. Just they gotta work on as we always talk about, they gotta work on the games. Not gonna make any jokes. They just gotta do it. So I hope they do that. Because I want to buy one. I'll trade in my Xbox to get an Xbox One X. Because I think it's really cool. I still want to get a PS4 Pro also, but mostly for streaming, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I'm glad, because I don't want them to essentially be working on a way to fix whatever, or make things exciting for them again, for their fans, and it fail, because that would just suck for Xbox owners, for Xbox, for me, because I want to see people succeed. So yeah.
I also think this is great. I do know. I mean, it's great for GameStop, and it's great for Microsoft, because I know GameStop's kind of in this weird spot right now, and Microsoft. I can't remember if it was Phil Spencer or if it was just someone else at Microsoft were aware that this probably wasn't going to be like a crazy selling machine, as much as just like that there's going to be certain people who want this, and then turning around and seeing that it actually sold pretty rapidly is probably really good to see for them. I
mean, it's a soft new console.
Yeah. I mean, and we kind of talked about this at work the other day. The future of consoles, and I think you worded it really well, is going to probably end up like cell phones. Mm-hmm. So you are going to have people who are okay with the one they have, or you're going to have the person who wants to get the new one every couple years or whatever, because they want the newer features and the newest graphic.
And they'll be
capabilities
built off the same infrastructure, so they'll be modular and be able to play the back stuff.
No, exactly. I mean, like when the iPhone, for example, switched over to 64-bit. Well, now any 64-bit iPhone you have and forward, they all play the same stuff. You just get more power, more features the way you go. I mean, I'm using my iPhone 6. I'm not in a hurry to go get one because I'm not running into issues with it, right? Well, it's the same thing, with the Xbox. I have the Xbox One S. You have the original Xbox One. Mm-hmm. They still work. They're still fine. The games coming out are still going to play on it. It's great. But for that person who has the expendable income and that desire for that new tech, it's there and it's cool.
More power.
Yeah. So I mean, I got nothing negative to say about this at all. I think it's great for everybody. So I just like you said, give me a reason to buy one.
I just want in 2018 to Xbox come out and go, we got 8 games. That's it. 8 games this whole year that nobody else is going to have.
Yeah.
PC is fine. Obviously, I kind of like how if you buy something digitally on there, you can play it on your PC.
No, it's a great feature.
I bought it bought Cuphead on Xbox. I was playing it on my laptop. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So get more exclusives so I can do that because I would buy the shit out of your digital games that I can play it on both. That's such a cool incentive.
Yeah.
Just give me games that I don't or can't also get on PS4 because it is my primary console.
Yeah.
I have more people on there. I like both consoles, but it is more likely I will buy it on PS4.
Well, I'm sure for some people, like when they come out and say like Assassin's Creed Origins runs the best on this console, that is a selling point for some people. For me, it isn't because the graphics at the end of the day are a treat, but not the reason I'm buying a game.
Gameplay matters.
So besides, I have a PC, so if I'm really worried about graphics, I just use that. I do feel more at home and more comfortable with the PlayStation, just because they've had such a head start and exclusives that I've kind of like made home there. You know what I mean? And I have the Xbox One, and I think it's a great console, and the couple games I have for it are all great. I need a reason to have, essentially that vacation home, there. So I don't know. I try not to be negative, and because I know,
we make jokes, but then we instantly get those dislikes. So obviously, there's people who still give a fuck about it.
Yeah,
but we try to be very clear about how we do give a fuck about it too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have all 3 of the current gen consoles, and
I don't have a Switch.
The consoles themselves across the board are all awesome machines. In fact,
it's a really good time for gaming.
I hate to say this because I never thought I'd say this in my life, but like I think the Switch is my favorite hardware piece out of the 3. It's a genius idea. Yeah. Now I know the games are going to be better for me on PlayStation and Xbox and PC.
Oh, the lineup on PS4 is fucking unbeatable.
Yeah, but it's such a pleasure to play something on the Switch. I think
it's a really cool console for sure.
And we're kind of I'm teetering off into Tasty Cast type territory here, but I just want to emphasize like we play everything. So
no, we do have a slight bias towards like Sony just because. Like I said before, that's our community. That's a lot of our friends are all on PS4, and we're on there a lot. But I'm as interested in everything as you can get. Yeah. I will literally buy fucking anything on the spot as long as I'm interested. And for any console, I'm not a fanboy. So to end that topic, it's really cool that there's interest.
No, it's awesome.
We want it to be successful.
For sure.
Good job, Microsoft. Like I said, fucking make those exclusives because I'm dying to fucking buy an Xbox One X. I just want to play it. I just want to play it. Last bit of news. This is kind of the optimistic episode. Everything's kind of go them because with this Ubisoft, essentially Yves Guillemot said that the Switch is doing really well and they're really happy with the sales at 7.63 million units sold worldwide. And the sales of Ubisoft games, 19% of that was from Switch, which is 1 point behind Xbox, so it caught up with them.
Wow.
So they said they will be making new games coming out next year. They have a bunch of games coming out. Supporting the Switch, very happy with it. They got other games coming out like Just Dance 2018, Monopoly, Steep will be coming out on there, which is kind of neat.
That is neat.
And Starlink Battle for Atlas. There's more shit I can say to that, but I mean, essentially they're happy with the sales and they want to support it. What do we think about that? And also, you were telling me that Square Enix was saying, or Square Enix.
Enix? Square Soft? You're dating yourself.
Back in 1997, they saw into the future.
So Square. I saw the other day tweeted that an article where they had said that they were going to also be more aggressive on Switch due to successful sales on the console, which this is crazy to hear. So we got a Japanese company and a European company both saying they found success on the Switch. This is great news for Nintendo. This is great news for the publishers and developers and us, the consumers. Like I said last story, I have a Switch now. I have the Mario Rabbids game. It's a lot of fun. I got Super Mario Odyssey. I don't think it's 10 out of 10, but it's pretty freaking close. It's a very solid Mario game. And then I also got the Fire Emblem Warriors game, which is a lot of fun. So
and I want to pick one up really bad after seeing all three of those games.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm excited for more games to come out for this because I like that I can take this thing with me and play games. I come home, I plug it in, I'm on my TV. Like, I can literally just be playing games everywhere with it. So
yeah, I kind of don't feel like they're going to be making another portable console because they just did.
Yeah, it'd be really strange if they made another DS at this point.
Yeah. I think they're just going to keep supporting that thing until it's fucking dead.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome too, and it's just kind of shows people putting faith in this thing. It's awesome for somebody who, you know, had problems with Square Enix for a long time. See them come back. Comeback stories are always great. I had problems with Nintendo for fucking ever. After the 64, it started going down, and then at the Wii, it was rock bottom. And then this happens, I'm like, they're back. This is awesome. Like, they made an awesome console. I have no complaints about it at all. And they're getting awesome support, exclusives, and they got people backing them. I think the Rabbids game is a great showing of, like, we're Ubisoft. We could have gave you fucking a Rayman game, or we could have gave you a shooter, but we made this. And it's completely original and interesting in terms of games right now. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm excited to see what else they're going to think of for this console. Because you know they're going to be doing exclusives for this thing. They already did, and it is something you're not getting on the other consoles.
We kind of have to with the nature of the system anyways, though, which has been Nintendo's downfall in the past. But I think with people wanting to play their Switches and buying these games, they're going to be less opposed to doing that because the hardware isn't as powerful, obviously, so they have to make games for this system. The note I wanted to put in there, though, this is also, I have to give credit to Nintendo on this as well. The moment they decided to loosen the grip on their properties and allow licensed versions of their characters
they're
to be in
bad
other
for
games, I think was super beneficial to them because, like I said, this Ubisoft Mario game is great. The Koei Tecmo Fire Emblem game is great.
I never thought about that, yeah.
I mean, they can still make nothing looks like Mario Odyssey on there. Mario Odyssey is gorgeous. It plays well. You can tell Nintendo made it. So this still has the identity of, like, Nintendo made this game versus someone else made this game with their face paint on it. I don't think either's wrong. I think it's great to have those options. And plus, Mario's a household name. Why not let other people... I mean, long time ago, Super Nintendo, Super Mario RPG, you know, that was Square making a Mario game. This is what this reminds me to think about.
Yeah.
More of that. Keep doing it, but keep making your own titles as well, because when those come out, people freak out and look at the last Zelda game. So
yeah, that game was a 10 out of 10, gonna sell out completely and make them a lot of money before the game ever came out. Yeah, I can't wait to see that fucking Platinum Games Mario game where you fucking just fucking doing backflips and shit. That'd be fucking crazy. They would go nuts with that. And it's just colorful and he's still really plump. And everything's cool.
I think the only reason they wouldn't let them do that is because Peach would end up in some outfit that Nintendo would not approve of.
Yeah, and Mario would talk like this. Where's Peach? I would play the fuck out of that.
He would rip Bowser's fucking head off.
5 o'clock shadow. That's the only difference. He just still looks the same, still smiling.
Just looks like he's been fucking up on a bender for a week.
But yeah, I mean, this is awesome. This whole episode has kind of showed me that, like, we're in an upswing in gaming right now. Seems like a lot of good things are happening. There's a time there for a while where companies were dying, and they still are. Some of them are. Yeah. But
maybe we just lost. Oh no,
Visceral. is
Visceral.
one of them.
We lost Visceral and we lost another company. I can't remember right now, but
it's still happening. But it still seems like we're getting new IPs now, which is awesome. For a while there we weren't getting any, and it's been on the upswing, but it's happening more this year than it has. In a long time, and we're getting a bunch of positive feedback. Things are successful. It's not the Wii U where people are like, "Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Like, are people going to buy it? Can they support it?" The Switch is out and it's awesome. People love it and they're supporting it. So win-win. It's just cool. It's cool to hear all this. And I can't wait to buy a fucking Switch because I keep watching you play those games. I still haven't played Mario. I'd like to. I guess I could.
You could.
We live in the same house, but yeah, it's cool. I don't really have anything else to say on that.
Either. It's kind
Can't
of
wait to see what they come out with.
It's kind of refreshing to have a purely positive episode.
Yeah. And speaking of 2018, this Friday we'll be talking about our most anticipated games of 2018. So if you have any, make sure to come back Friday and we'll be talking about that. Make sure to let us know
I'm sure
your
most of the
opinions.
people here know one of them.
Well, I'm cutting that one out. Okay. Nobody can pick Monster Hunter because we're all anticipating it's going to be right in the beginning of 2018. We're all going to be fucking playing as soon as it comes out. But we'll be making a lesson talking about what games we're looking forward to because there's actually a lot of games coming out next year as well.
More every year.
I feel like every year is going to be like this now because fucking since like 2015, 2016, it's just been every year I'm just buying games constantly. Before like around 2012, 2013, 2014, there's like fucking like 3 games. I'm like, ugh. And now I'm bitching because there's too many. Yeah, so let us know in the comments, though. What do you think about any of the topics we talked about? Are you going to pick up an Xbox One X? Do you have one? Are you going to play Warface? Have you ever played that game? Does the PUBG genre excite you? Are you looking forward to more games? Do you think people need to stop and PUBG is the only one that deserves to have that? Let us know. But that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday. I almost said Tastecast on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out streams on the channel. Yeah, I did stream, actually. We had some problems, but it will be happening more. If you missed those, they're uploaded. And my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
Until next episode, this Friday, we'll be talking about anticipated games and more Monster Hunter. We skipped that to do the Blizzard thing. A little polarizing, but I'm glad people are starting to like that episode. Until the next episode, Friday. Take it easy, guys, and have a good week.